Okay. Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. Welcome to Steve Says So. If this is your first Steve Says So wrestling video, then you're in for a treat. Come with me. Welcome to Steve Says So, Rome Edition.
Open up the champagne, pop. It's my house, come on, turn it up. Hear a knock on the door and the night begins. Cause we've done this before, so you come on in. Make yourself at my home, tell me where you been. Pour yourself something cold, baby, cheers to this. Sometimes you gotta stay in, and you know where I live.
Hello and welcome to Steve Says So. He's got the Orlando Wrestlemania top on. It can mean only one thing. I'm back in the bedroom. I do apologise, guys. I was in Italy a few moments ago. Well, obviously, according to this, it was a couple of days ago. I had absolutely every intention to film the video, and I did film some of the video out there, including obviously that amazing introduction. But unfortunately, some of the footage didn't stay on here, and I couldn't film anymore because I went with my lady friend, and she was lady friend, and she decided that after that momentous introduction that we wasn't going to be spending any more time doing Steve Says So videos, so we had to go and do the tourist thing and go around like the Vatican and the Colosseum. They were awesome, had nothing to do with wrestling, although the Gladiator Arena, they could hold a WrestleMania there perhaps, health and safety things. Anyway, on to the purpose of the title of this video, which you'll see somewhere below me. The date is I haven't got the right date on there, but it's about August the 15th, I think, or 16th, 16th, no, 15th, definitely 15th. We're a few days away from WrestleMania, from SummerSlam 2018. Having a conversation with my friends the other day, and suddenly realised that it was around about this time that we found out the WrestleMania travel packages, basically what's going to be in them, because they bring it out obviously a month or two before they actually go on sale, sort of whet your appetite, sometimes up to 2 months ahead of time. So for 2017, I believe it's right towards the end of August. It might have even been the first week of September, as late as that, but they do it to sort of whet your appetite. You can start having an idea of what sort of, packages you want to go for. So really, although we've just come out to SummerSlam, the preparation for next year's WrestleMania, if you're planning on going, it really needs to start now. So the starting with the obviously getting there. So I've mentioned in previous videos about your flights. There I said about how the prices they come in really expensive, and then they sort of drop and have a bit of a dip, and then they'll start rising again. Occasionally you get another dip, say maybe 2 months beforehand, but for flights to the States, that's much more harder to come by. So really the peak prices, as in the low peak, the opposite to peak prices, really started kicking in about a week ago. So you can really pick up some bargains at the moment. You really need to get on top of those. If not, you're going to be stung for slightly higher prices. Doesn't mean you won't get hold of a bargain, but if you can start organising your flights now, really the prices are hovering. For a lot of people, if you're flying, for example, like myself from the UK, a lot of flights are going for about the low 400s at the moment, and they were about 650, 700 plus when they first came out. I've managed to sort myself out a right little bargain. So this isn't an advocate for Virgin Atlantic, but I've flown with Virgin for the last 2 times I've gone to the States, and I was able to build up the air miles, the points and stuff, did it on a credit card. So there's ways and means you can sort of get a discount on these flights, and I've used mine, and you have to still pay your taxes. That's the thing, whenever you buy flights on air miles, what they don't tell you is it doesn't cover taxes that your government might charge. So the UK government, on those flights, they were something like 260 quid or something, or £260 if you're watching this outside of the UK. So about £260. I paid for a slight upgrade on my seat, which basically meant I had a little bit more leg room, and all in all I've paid about £310 or something like that for return flights to America, so I'm happy with that. say happy. I would have rather it been free, but it's not. Anyway, moving on. So look at your flights at the moment. Also, start having a budget in mind, what you're going to need for your package, because although WrestleMania isn't until April, obviously if you're buying a travel package, you're going to be looking at getting the packages the first week of November. Could possibly be the last week of October. So really, we're looking at if let's go on the assumption that you're working a normal full-time job. So you'll be looking at your August, September, possibly your October pay slip. So really, the last sort of 2 or 3 pay slips to be able to get that money in. Reason why you want to have that timing sort of just right is because obviously if they do have them on sale just before the end of October, and it's happened, then you might not have quite enough. It's worth budgeting that, at least knowing what you're going to have available, because of course when they release the details for the packages, hopefully any day soon, could be in the next week or two. Again, these dates do vary. I'll do another video and I'll do a review of the packages and see if we're actually getting some deals and what works out best, really, given the prices of what the tickets would cost you if you was buying them, say, separately and things like that. We know that it will be more expensive to buy a package, but guaranteeing your seats, that kind of thing, you know, had this discussion in previous videos, it can outweigh the negatives of that extra price. So looking out for that as well at the moment. Had the huge news really a couple of weeks ago that, well, sorry, the huge sale, I should say, a week or so ago, of the G1 Super Show, which is going to be at Madison Square Garden on the Saturday. It'll be the night before WrestleMania next year. Those things, the tickets sold out. I think once they got on general sale, there was only about 40% of tickets left, and they were sold out within 10 minutes. Naturally, they're on things like StubHub and things like that now, and you can pay an arm and a leg for them. So I considered going, perhaps wanted to go, perhaps still do want to go. If you've got a bargain ticket, let me know. But the thing is, it will clash with NXT, and in my opinion, for what it's worth, I actually thought the NXT takeover before WrestleMania this year was better than the actual WrestleMania show in overall quality of entertainment, as an overall package. So, and that's usually the case. That it's not that it's NXT is always better, but the NXT before Mania is always amazing, and it's not a show that I want to miss. Do want to get to Madison Square Garden though, so working on that. There's a hockey game on the Wednesday night, so might go, but it's quite a lot of money for a sport I'm not really interested in. I used to play EA Hockey on the Sega Mega Drive back in the day when I was like a wee nipper. So yeah, that was fun. You could smash people up with hockey sticks. But there we go. That's about as close as I've got to hockey. And I'm shit on an ice rink. But that's all right. I'm not playing it. So your flights, your travel package, start having to think about that. And the point about the G1 Super Show, although it's sold out, is that other shows are starting to come on sale or will be on sale very soon. So keeping an eye on sites like WrestleCon for when they have certain events. So they usually have an event on the Thursday night. If you go back to my WrestleMania series of videos, not just the ones leading up to it, but I mean the actual week when I was away, you'll be able to start seeing like the events that I went to, and went to a wrestling event on the Thursday night, and it was really good. Was a very good. I can't remember what they called it. It wasn't a Super Show, but it was part of WrestleCon, and it was good value. Although I do remember a lot of people falling asleep because we thought it was going to be a 2 or 3 hour show, and it went on for like I think 4.5 hours, and we was all jet lagged anyway. So there was that. In terms of tourist attractions, do you need to start booking at the moment? Some sites will tell you that you do need to. I've been advised by a good friend of mine who works in travel that you don't have to at the moment. If you want to get specific times and stuff, sure, go and book ahead. But have a look at some of the passes that you can buy that sort of combine several tourist attractions. It's worth looking at. You might save yourself some money. I'm going to do a video on that. Not just yet, and probably in a couple of months, actually, to be fair, closer to the time where we'll start building up an itinerary and having a look at what we're actually going to be doing. So yeah, so just putting feelers out there now. If you're going to be going to WrestleMania next year, you're thinking about going to WrestleMania next year, you've got to start looking at your budgets, and you've got to start spending very soon. So start thinking about the money you're going to be taking. Start thinking about the flights if you haven't got those already. Start looking out for notifications from WWE.com or possibly some of the chat rooms and forums we've got on Facebook. I'm floating around on some of those anyway, so find me on those. And yeah, it's exciting because we're just starting to approach what I call WrestleMania season, but for the ticket buyers. You might not be considering buying a travel package, and that's fine. I'm not advocating them on here, just telling you what I'm doing. But that obviously, with that, means that other tickets will start to come on sale, i.e. for the big event itself. So thank you again for listening. Keep the conversation going as we always do in the comments below, and look forward to speaking to you very, very shortly.